I don't know if y'all seen it, but Nicki Minaj and her crew have been on Jay-Z and Roc Nation's ass.
Nope.
Over what seems to be alleged. Thank you. Even better. What seems to be alleged funds appropriation, misappropriation, if you will. It's all about title cuts. So
you're not even in charge of the title no more.
That's true. So when Hov was there was a group of artists that were promised a percentage stake. I believe it was, I want to say,
it was like 7.
I feel like there was 7 or 8 artists, but it was like 3%.
Yeah, because I remember, only artist I really remember being a part of that outside of Jay-Z was like Beyonce and Rihanna. But
apparently Nicki was a part of it.
I could see that at the time being the case.
Yes, right? So, okay. So you're going to get a 3% stake in equity in this company, right? So I've seen a lot of articles about this. I've read a lot, right? I understand that Nicki and her cronies believe, or her, I'm not going to call them cronies, her fan base believe.
The Barbs.
Yeah, the Barbs believe that Nicki is owed her percentage from this equity stake, right? What I'm confused about is that everyone feeling as though, and I couldn't find anything that stated it, as though that the triggering of those funds being transmitted directly to Nicki by way of a current payment on said equity percentage. I never saw anything that said that was triggered by Jay-Z leaving the company.
No, she would, if the way that equity works, right, isn't that like your stake is your stake. And the only way it changes is if you sell it. So they would have to sell it to get the funds in order to get the money, right?
Right.
But did Jay-Z did they sell it to Jack Dorsey?
Jay-Z
sold his, right?
Sold his percentage and a large percentage of the rest of it.
Yeah, were their percentages baked into his?
Okay, so this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the question we don't know, right? Mm-hmm. One is Jay-Z holding, let's say, 20%, and then there's it couldn't be 20%. Because if it was 7 artists and they all had 3%, that's 21% right there.
It was 7 or 8, so it was 21 or 24%.
Right. So let's say Jay's holding 40% of this company. Is that the case, right? And then the 3% owed to those artists is based out of what Jay sold for, or did they have equity in the actual company outside of Jay-Z's stake, and his job was to bring them in for equity, which sounds more realistic to me.
Yeah, I think Jay-Z, and I think a more realistic scenario, and what I
think Jay had a much smaller percentage in this company than 30 or 40%.
Yeah, I think he had 26, and the other artists had combined 24 to make 50.
I do not believe Jay-Z ever had 50% of Tidal.
That's what I'm saying. But he had 26.
No, wait. What did he say? Hold on. Wait a minute. We may have just cracked the case. Hold on. I got it. Hold on. Wait a minute. I mean, keep talking, but I think I found something.
I think with Jay-Z, I think Nicki still has her 3%. She just don't know how to access it.
Type shit.
Because I know Rihanna was a part of that board. Mm-hmm. I don't remember who else was on board with the Tidal acquisition at the forefront, because that was years ago when it was a while ago when that shit happened. I was in high school, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I don't think Jay-Z selling his stock had anything to do with anybody else's. So I would feel like Nicki still has her 3%. Am I wrong?
All right. So
Oh boy.
I don't like that sigh.
Give it to me straight. Pause.
Okay, hold on. Where'd it go? Okay, here we go.
That's such a dad knock.
My ankle is fucked up, bro.
Yeah, you don't have a good angle.
Trying to get the door.
This is one thing I like about our podcast. We're gonna get the facts
No, I got. So I found it. I just needed
to read.
Okay, hold on. Yes, but I had the line pulled up and then I lost it.
Yeah, that's fine. So then you have to read. Like it's okay.
Yeah, I had to reread.
See, but the thing is, a lot of people don't read, and this is where we're. Yeah, a lot of people don't read aloud. That would be embarrassing for a lot of people. But but yeah, this is where we differentiate ourselves. We come with facts.
All right, here we go.
Free. Made a few mistakes, but this ain't where I wanna be.
Y'all pay attention.
By 12, put a 12
I think the answer's right here.
Told my niggas I need you. Stay
I found it in the boss.
Ain't true. Real life was
Listen
free.
clearly.
In the land of the free where the blacks enslaved. 3/5 of a man, I believe's the phrase. I'm 50% of Duce and it's debt free, yeah. 100% of Ace of Spade, worth half a beat. Rock Nation, half of that, that's my piece. 100% of title to bust it up with my cheese. Smoke my niggas
There we go.
won't ever work.
100%. They ain't think he had 50, y'all.
Real life was free.
In the land of the free where the
100.
blacks
Shout out to
enslaved.
Anderson.
3/5 of a man, I believe's the
Yo.
phrase. I'm 50% of Duce and it's debt free, yeah. 100% of Ace of Spade, worth half a beat. Rock Nation, half of that, that's my piece. 100% of title to bust it up with my G's. Smokes my niggas won't ever work together. You run a checker, but they never give you leverage. No red hat, don't Michael and Prince me and yay. They separate you when you got Michael and Prince's DNA. I ain't one of these house niggas you bought. My house like a resort. My house bigger than yours.
All right. Maybe he had more of title than we thought.
Hey, man, it's in the text. It's right there in front of our
100% of title to bust it up with my peeps.
So Nicki's just wanted to be bust down.
So I guess
Well, if Jay sold, I just feel like that might have been
So if he sold,
rap bravado. I don't think on paper he had 100% of title.
I don't think he capped.
I think he
bro.
might have had 100% of the side that he had that would bust down with his peeps. And
Nah,
maybe, you know what I'm saying?
Nah.
I do not believe Jay-Z ever owned 100% of title.
Wow.
I don't.
Because
I think
he
that's a
coulda-
rap lyric. I think if we went and found the paperwork, it would say he didn't.
because he also cut a deal with Samsung as well.
And it's probably as soon as he
at the
got it,
inception of title, he cut a deal with Samsung.
he probably always had other partners. So yeah, you're right.
What I'm saying is, I do think from that line and what Nicki's saying, she maybe owes some bread. And when we started this conversation, I was like, Nicki's bugging. But with that line,
Yeah.
now I'm like, okay, he owns 100% of a stake in title that he, what it sounds like, sold off.
I never heard nobody describe that like that. 100% of said whatever the percent is. I think 100% is 100%.
There's no way Jay-Z owns
Hey man,
title.
then he's a
Never owned
lying
title
ass
100%.
man.
Well, that's true too. I think
But
I mean, most billionaires are liars. So
he didn't say 100% of the other shits. He gave a few percentages on all these different things. On that one, he chose to be 100. Why? Was it about title?
it's an interesting space to be in, right?
Wait, okay. In 2021, Jay-Z sold a majority stake in his. This is an AI response from Google, but let's just start here.
I don't like that.
In 2021, Jay-Z sold a majority stake in his music streaming service Tidal to Jack Dorsey's company Square
said
for
that,
$297 million in cash and stock. Jay-Z retained a board position at Square, now Block Inc., and remains a director. While the deal saw Jay-Z relinquish majority ownership, he and other artists who were previously shareholders in Tidal retained a stake in the company.
Question answered.
So
She
Nothing
still
was taken from Nicki then.
She still has her stake.
She still got it. That's what Mitch said.
You kept your stake. Jay sold his portion for $297.
Yeah, so go ask them.
He stole.
According to AI.
But he still, so according to that, he still has some stake in there. Because you have to have stake to be a board member.
No, but he's a board member of Square, not Tidal.
Not Tidal, but Tidal was bought by Square.
Yeah.
So he essentially is still a part of Tidal.
Yeah, if you're working on that, yeah.
Yeah, he's still a part of it. Because there's no way you're going to make me the board or something. And I'm one of the greatest, if not the greatest rapper. And you have a music venture and I'm not a part of that. That's crazy. Yeah. That's bad business.
Yeah, I think that, he had a long time to get it set up. So it kind of the culture's already built into it.
Yeah, nah,
it's probably just plug and play from here.
For sure. I'm not mad at it at all. So Nicki's money is still entitled. She's got to contact Square to get it if she wants to get out the game.
There's a lot of people that want their money from Tidal.
Hey man, Tidal's the best streaming service.
So it says that currently Block, aka Square, owns 86.2% of the company.
Okay, dang. So that's how much he sold.
Hey man, you know what that adds up to? A little under 24. That's left between the artists. So Nicki still has her.
That's exactly what you said.
Yeah.
So Nicki, you gotta go broker the deal, baby. That's what this still sounds like. Now that we got more facts in front of us, right? It still sounds like Nicki is mad that Jay sold his stake and trimmed out a piece for y'all to have space in it that you can then sell, but he doesn't owe you
Jack Denton.
She's going at Jay.
Yeah, and TIDAL.
Man.